When you have algae in your aquarium, you would usually buy this fish, common Pleco. It's cheap, easy to find, looks promising as a cleaner fish, and many fish shop has recommended this fish for years. And so far, nothing could possibly go wrong with this fish, right? Well, the problem is, the reality is not what it looks like. They might be the worst fish you can buy right now. And maybe, they shouldn't even be sold at the shop either. And if you want to know why, I'll show you. Welcome to Taj Mahal Aquatics, and here are the reasons why you shouldn't buy the common Pleco. The #1 algae cleaning machine for every aquarium. That's also the worst purchase for every fish keepers at the same time. And the first one is probably the biggest scam in fish keeping. But before we start, a quick question. How bad do you think a common Pleco could be? Because if you want to know what could possibly go wrong with this fish, here's everything that's wrong with this fish. Let's kick things off with the #1 reason why this fish is purchased. Algae. You have algae problem? Get some Pleco, and problem solved. Well, not really. The problem is, they are not even a great fish to clean your algae. Well, when they are baby, they kinda are. They do clean those algae off the surface when they are young, but as they grow, they find that algae is no longer interesting, and maybe they put their interest in other foods, like pellets, wafers, or random fish food. You basically hire a cleanup guy that prefers to play around instead of doing their job. The fish that people hope can be a problem solver for their algae only brings more problems than solutions. They didn't solve your algae problem, but they give you more problems, which are their size. Most of you find them tiny, maybe 2 or 3 inches. So far, the size is no big deal until you find out about their full size. Have a guess how big they are. 6 inches? No. 8 inches? No. 10 inches? No. They can reach 18 inches, which is as big as some gaming laptops. That tiny fish that you bring in to clean the algae somehow transform into something that looks like a submarine more than a fish. And the crazy thing is, they are sold for small tanks, like 10 or 20 gallons. Kinda like when you wanna adopt a cat, but ended up with a lion because the shop guy says it's a house cat. The fish didn't lie, but the shopkeeper did. You hope that this fish eats algae and make your tank cleaner. Simple, right? But in reality, they mess up your tank more than cleaning it. They do eat algae, but they also eat other fish food and maybe some driftwood. And then, they just being a poop machine in your tank. They eat, they poop, and repeat it again and again. And you can watch them literally converting whatever they eat into a mountain of fish poop, which is impressive. Instead of keeping your tank from being a pile of mess, they turn your tank into a literal wasteland. These fish are pretty much chill guys, most of the time. And when I said most, I also mean there are also times when they are not. Because those large adult Plecos can develop a nasty nature. They can be aggressive, which surprises many people, and they can also choose to attach themselves to other fish instead of your aquarium glass, especially to slower fish, like goldfish or angelfish. And no, they are not hugging them. You know what they do? Suck other fish's slime coat, which is quite dangerous, as the slime coat is what protects fish from bacteria, parasites, and fungal infection. And now their victim, now they are more vulnerable. But thankfully, they don't do it as often as Chinese algae eater, but you still want to watch out. And if you think they are only problematic with fish, wait till you see what happens with your aquascape. You spend hours making some cool looking aquarium. Position the rocks, adjusting driftwood, try to make everything look amazing. But when you toss in the Pleco, they gonna go, cool tank, time for me to destroy it. Common Pleco are surprisingly powerful and destructive. They can uproot your plants, move hardscapes, knock over decorations, and bust your tank. You may spend hours making the coolest aquascape ever, but then they decided to turn it into a construction site because they want to. But the problem didn't stop in your tank. It goes beyond the tank. The problem didn't stop in aquariums, but expands beyond the aquarium. Most people buy them not knowing that they are massive, problematic, and destructive. And once they find out, they don't want it anymore. They either rehome them or surrender them. But you know what those people also do? Release them to the local waterway, which is the dumbest thing you can do.
FBI, open up!
Which is why they are invasive around the world, including here in Indonesia, where you might eat them in your plate of siomai. And if you don't have a long-term plan to keep this fish, you get a problem that grows with the fish. Here's the thing, if your goal is just to solve algae problems in your tank, they are not the greatest option. But fortunately, there are much better options available. There are cleaner fish that stay small and won't convert into a submarine. They also produce less waste, easier to keep, and fit for every typical home aquarium. And many of them do a much better job than these fish. But I'm not gonna spoil every fish in this video, because if you are looking for a great cleaner fish right now, you can check out my video about best algae cleaner fish for home aquariums. So if you are thinking of getting a common Pleco to clean your algae, hold on a second. Watch that video first. I guarantee they are way better than these fish. And there you have it. That's why you shouldn't buy common Pleco. Are they evil fish? Not really. But do they solve your algae problems? Definitely no. They bring more problems than solving problems. And the problem is, they are sold as cleaner fish when they are not. They are giant catfish. And maybe people should stop believing that they are a great cleaner fish, or even a cleaner fish at the first place. And remember, if you need an algae cleaner fish, I have it covered for you. Check out my video, link in the description. And that wraps up this video. And what do you think? Would you still keep common Pleco as your cleaner fish? Or would you pass it for better cleaner fish? Let me know in the comments below, and hit the thumbs up if you like this video, and share this video to your friends before they get this fish. Subscribe if you want to see more fun or helpful fish keeping content, as there are more you don't want to miss here. Thanks for watching my aquatic friends, and have a wonderful aquatic life. See you next time.